Last time I went up to Tulsa, Oklahoma to visit Doug from SV Seeker. After leaving Doug's place, I went south and east into the Ouachita National Forest to do some overnight camping. Got up the next morning, made some coffee before making any sudden movements. I have learned the hard way that it's not good to go without all your faculties, and I use coffee as a as an elixir to maintain all my faculties, so I don't lose stuff on the side of the road or forget it at camp. Getting pretty good at packing up stuff. I think it only takes me about 22 minutes now to pack up all my gear, even after making coffee in the morning. Lovely. Well, everything looks reasonably buckled down, but I guess you really never know until things start flying off, or till you get to your destination or a gas stop like what was that, Colorado? Oops. Half of my side cases are open, and most of the stuff that was in there fell out. Luckily it was in a bag. Luckily it got blown off the road and not run over. Most of it I found. Everything other than my wet weather pants. So I was very fortunate. Well, what do you say? It's a contradiction when you say, "Wow, he's so lucky." He got struck by lightning. And he didn't die. He only lost 2 arms and a leg. He's so lucky. It's a little bit of a contradiction. Oh, he's so blessed that he is only paralyzed from the waist down. When you lose half your shit, I don't think that's. I don't know. Maybe that's lucky. I don't know. I have a different perspective of luck. Well, Cedar Lake Recreation Area. I think that's where I'm at. I just looked at it on the map. It looks like Cedar Lake is back down there. And I would have paid for this last night, because this is so convenient. I got a porta potty over there. The closest camper I could barely tell was over there. Got a lot of things going for this little auxiliary campground, whatever you want to call this. And there, please see camp post located. Okay, well, so I think you are supposed to pay for this, and I just didn't. Well, I couldn't see that sign coming in. If I'd have seen that sign coming in, I probably would have parked up here. Winding Stair National Recreation. Now leaving Cedar Lake. Got it. Now, yeah. Alright. Well, still, it's pretty awesome. I bet I still had to pay $15 to camp there, so. Or maybe the deal see camp post was see camp post to make sure this is not disturbed. I don't know. I'm glad to be back on the road. I'm glad to be riding through the Wachita in the daytime, so I can actually see some of this stuff. And y'all can see some of this stuff too. Pretty sure I got enough gas to make it to 29 miles. I think that was one of the places. The other entrance is right here. So this was my place. Yeah. That was my place that I was gonna camp. But I would have had to gone through there and look for a couple of trees and stuff, places to park my bike. I still would have been in the road, probably. But XYZ, I could have camped a dozen or more places on the way out. But it sure was nice to have that, picnic table. I mean, it's really nice. And the porta potty, that was really nice too. So, thank you, Wachita. I'm perfectly accustomed of crapping and peeing in the woods. They also had a garbage can. They had a garbage can right next to the vault toilet. And that was extremely convenient because I would have had to carry all those mostly empty bottles of beer and my dinner and all the other trash I had. And that would have not been pleasant because, well, I would have gotten it out, no big deal, but good chance I would have splattered my bike with whatever came out of that bag. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. It's a little bit crisp. I would say it's probably mid 40s. It may be 50 degrees. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. A few more miles, I'll be able to tell, dry up some of this sweat if I start getting a little bit of a chill. I would say it's mid to high 40s. Just hope I don't see any deer this morning. I hope they're all moved out of the roadway. I hope they're bedded down already. They've had a chance to eat all night long. Why would they be out here? Huh? I tell you, why would they be out here? So this is one of the mini stretches. I believe this is the Talimena. I'm not completely sure, but I believe this is Talimena. It's going to be an outstanding road because it's going through the forest. I'm not sure if it's the outstanding road. So we got 35 miles to Mena, which is where I'm hoping to get my fuel this morning. And it looks like I'm showing, I can't read anything with the sun in my eye. I've got 23, yeah, I've got 50 miles probably left. I think I've gotten down to like 8, 10, 12 miles, something like that, which was not really what I want to do. I don't really want to test it. I don't want to test it without, half gallon of gas at least. That way I can get back to the next service station. But it would be nice to know, hey, the fuel light comes on, then I got 40 miles or 50 miles, whatever it is. I would like to know. Absolutely, you're 100% of the time you're going to have 50 miles before you come to a sputtering halt. Talimena Drive. Ah ha ha! All right, that's where we're going, baby. We have found it. Yeah, so this is supposed to be the wonder out here in Oklahoma. Doesn't feel like these sunglasses are doing much good with the sun. It just seems like it's just burning a hole right through my retinas. Pretty good so far. It's only 4 miles to get onto Talimena. But so far I'm digging it. Alright, we're doing 70 and a 40 here. 20 miles an hour. Ooh. Oh, it snuck up on me. I was looking at that sign. I guess we are on the Talimena now, I guess. So check it out. I had 9 miles in there. 9 miles left. I did 227 miles. I put 6 gallons in there, so I know for a fact it was almost out. Pretty interesting. The most interesting thing is how much grease there is on this whole road and how much you can see at night. You can see all those greasy spots at night with your headlights. I guess it's just got something to do with how the light bounces off the pavement, because you can't really see it. It all looks, dark gray here, right? If you think about it, it's all dark gray. But at night you see the greasy patches, the dead animals all over the place. Some are small, like the large rodents, but so many of them were big deer kills. You could see it was big patches of dried grease and blood, and it was actually filling up the road. It was just kind of freaky. Didn't see any dead animals. That's where I pulled off to piss. But unfortunately, before I got on and going that way, before that, I was doing 50 because I was seeing deer on the side of the road. I was seeing critters were running across the freaking road. Oh, it was a little bit freaky. I guess I'd never noticed that much grease on the road. I've seen lots of greasy patches, hell, even during the day. Probably harder to see with the sun bouncing off the road in front of you. And the fresher the grease, the easier it is to see. So something that's gotten run over within the last 2 or 3 weeks is really easy to see. Even in the daylight, you can see grease tracks, grease marks, blood, dried blood and grease, and usually it's easy to tell because you see the meat on the side of the road. Whatever's left of the animal is on the side of the road, and it gets run over and killed the first time, and it sits in the road. The next guy runs over it and squishes it. So basically, it's getting pushed off the side of the road for hours, if not days. So it's actually grinding the tissue into the pavement, which is kind of funny. That's I first learned the term greasy spot from my dad. That's what he always used to say. Blah blah blah. You do that, you can wind up as a greasy spot on the road. And it took me a while to figure out what the heck he was saying. And then started seeing the greasy spot. So obviously, greasy spot. That means your remains. A short 4-day trip out west again. I have a new appreciation for Oklahoma now that I actually spent some time there and did a little bit of sightseeing and camping. It's a lot nicer than I remember it from years ago. But a significant trip because it may be one of the last ones I have. In North America for a while, I have a flight booked to Hawaii on the 14th of December. So it appears that I'm leaving my motorcycles behind. I'll have to get one over there. I'm not really sure what the future is going to hold for me in Hawaii, but I'm excited to go explore the island and see what that side of the world has to offer. I'm not really sure what the culture shock is going to be, but I'm sure it's going to be something I'll have to deal with. But hopefully I can get all the adventures that I have shot and have not edited and uploaded yet. Hopefully I'll have those done before I leave, or maybe half of them. And since I'm not going to be traveling much in the future, hopefully I'll have some time. But time is running out. I've got less than a month for departure. hopefully there'll be some exciting stuff over in Hawaii. Hopefully I can find a motorcycle over there that I can explore the islands. There's a lot to see on a tiny little island. It's actually the big island, but I'll see you then.